This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
K1, welcome back. Today we are going to be having our alphabets, and the topic we'll be looking at is small letters A, B, C, and D. Small letters A, B, C, and D. Now, all these letters have their capital letters, but we are not going to be considering the capital letters. We are just going to be talking about the small letters, just the small letters. Now, after learning how to write all these letters, we are going to look at some examples or some objects or things that begins with this letter. Let's take letter A. Letter A, as you can see from here, this is letter A, but this is the capital letter and this is the small letter, just as we've seen it on the board. Now A is for apple. An apple is an example of objects that begins with letter A. We have other examples like ant, we have aeroplane, we have axe, and so on. Now the next letter there is letter B. Letter B. This is the capital letter and this is the small letter, just as we've written it here, the small letter. Now B, an example of an object that begins with letter B is a bowl. A bowl that we use in taking our soup or our Cerelac or cornflakes. A bowl. Now we have other objects or example of things that begins with letter B, like a ball, a bell, a bag, and so on. The next letter there is letter C. Letter C, and this is letter C. Letter C on our chart, the animal or the object that begins with letter C is a cat. A cat. This is a cat. And other examples of objects that begins with letter C is a cow. A cow and a cap. We also have a cap. Those are other examples of objects that begins with letter C. A car, a cat, a cap, and a cow. And the last letter we'll be considering today is the letter D. Now let's look at an example of something that begins with letter D. On our chart here we have a dog. A dog begins with letter D. Another example of objects that begin with letter D is a duck. A duck. A duck. D-U-C-K. A duck also begins with letter D. We also have a door. A door that you come in or go out of your room. A door also begins with letter D. So that is all we have for today. And before I go, I'll be leaving us with our homeworks. In our workbook, your alphabet workbook, you open to page 82 where we started, letter A. Now you are going to do page 82, 83, 84 and 85 where we stopped, the letter D. Now after doing your homework, you are to submit your books in the school on Friday by 1 p.m. Thank you very much and see you next time.
I'm gonna let 'em shine. Jesus is the light.